On a maintenant encore la présentation de Mme Reneta Krivonozova de Eurochild pour nous donner un update d'informations concernant la mise en œuvre justement de la European Child Guarantee, qui est à cheval de la politique sociale et des politiques de santé. Donc, c'est justement, encore intéressant d'avoir cette perspective de la société civile sur ce programme européen de la Child Guarantee qui a été mis en place et où le Luxembourg a également ses responsabilités. Merci, Mme Krivonozova. Vous avez longtemps attendu. Donc, voilà, allez-y. Merci.
Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the invitation to participate today. My name is Reneta Krivonozova, and I am the Policy and Advocacy Officer on Child Poverty. And I'm also the project coordinator of an initiative that aims to leverage Eurochild's EU influence to deliver change for families in adversity in Bulgaria. Eurochild, for those of you who are not familiar with, is a network of organizations and individuals working with and for children in Europe. Thank you again for inviting me, esteemed colleagues, distinguished representatives from the European Commission, honorable ministers, and partners in advocacy. It is a great pleasure to stand before you today to discuss a matter that is close to the hearts of many of us, the well-being and future of our children. As a representative of civil society, we are uniquely positioned to witness both the challenges and the potential of our youngest citizens. Today, I speak about a landmark initiative that holds significant promise for children across Europe, which is the European Child Guarantee. The journey towards adopting that guarantee began with a growing recognition across the European Union that child poverty and social exclusion were persistent issues affecting millions of children. Despite various efforts at national and EU levels, the rates of child poverty remained alarmingly high, prompting calls for more concerned and comprehensive action. Some important milestones that led up to the adoption of the European Child Guarantee. In 2015, the European Parliament adopted a resolution on reducing inequality with special focus on child poverty. This resolution called for a specific initiative to guarantee that every child in Europe at risk of poverty or social exclusion would have access to essential services. This marked a significant step towards prioritizing children's rights and their welfare within the broader EU agenda. In 2017, the European Pillar of Social Rights was proclaimed, which included principles aimed at ensuring social inclusion and equal opportunities for children. Principle 11 of the pillar explicitly states that children have the right to protection from poverty, and that children from disadvantaged backgrounds have the right to specific measures to enhance equal opportunities. This principle laid the groundwork for more concrete actions to address child poverty at EU level. Building on these developments, the European Commission initiated a feasibility study in 2019 to explore the potential for a European Child Guarantee. The study involved consultations with various stakeholders, including governments, civil society organizations, and experts, who assessed the needs and potential impact of such initiative. In 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic exacerbated existing inequalities and highlighted vulnerabilities of children from disadvantaged backgrounds. The pandemic underscored the urgency of addressing child poverty and social exclusion, providing further impetus for the European Child Guarantee. The guarantee was formally adopted by the Council of the European Union in June 2021. The initiative is a commitment to ensure that every child in Europe living at risk of poverty or social exclusion has access to key services. Equal access to those services, to free, effective education, to healthcare, nutrition, adequate housing, and childcare should be a starting point for each child. And the European Child Guarantee is not just a policy, it is a lifeline for millions of children who face daily struggles that many of us can scarcely imagine. The implementation of the guarantee requires member states to develop and execute national action plans tailored to their specific contexts. These plans must outline how they will ensure access to the targeted services and include strategies for reaching the most vulnerable children. The National Action Plan in each member state is a dynamic, living document, open to ongoing input from civil society. Stakeholders can continually advocate for enhanced data collection, report on evolving needs in various areas affecting children, and influence the allocation and accessibility of funds to support grassroots initiatives. Member states are also expected to establish monitoring and evaluation mechanisms to track progress and ensure accountability. The initiative promotes a collaborative effort, encouraging partnerships between all levels of stakeholders, governments, civil society, local communities, who could effectively address and mitigate the challenges faced by disadvantaged children. The European Child Guarantee represents several critical opportunities. For one, it brings a renewed focus on child welfare. The guarantee puts children's needs at the forefront of European policy making. It ensures that the needs of children in alternative care, children with disabilities, children living in precarious family situation, or children with migrant background are prioritized and well supported through funding and data. Child poverty and social exclusion have been pervasive issues, often overshadowed by broader economic and political concerns, and the European Child Guarantee reiterates that a prosperous society must begin with the well-being of its youngest members. The guarantee also provides comprehensive support and integration. Its holistic approach, covering education, healthcare, nutrition, housing, and childcare, recognizes that child poverty is multifaceted. By addressing these interconnected areas, the guarantee aims to break the cycle of poverty and exclusion. Civil society organizations play a crucial role here, as we are often the first responder to the needs of these children. Our on-the-ground experience allows us to identify gaps and advocate for comprehensive solutions. In light of this, I would like to highlight the findings of Eurochild's recent report, Children's Rights, Political Will or Want. This report provides a comprehensive analysis of the current state of children's rights reflected by our member organizations across Europe. Together, we underscore the crucial role of political will in driving progress. According to Eurochild's report, despite some positive development, there is still troubling inconsistency in how children's rights are prioritized and implemented across different member states. The report also points out the critical gaps in data collection and monitoring, which hinder the effective policy implementation and evaluation. Accurate and comprehensive data are essential for identifying the needs of children and measuring the impact of interventions. Civil society must advocate for robust data system and transparency to ensure that resources are directed where they are most needed. The implementation of the European Child Guarantee requires collaboration between governments, civil society, and local communities. It is crucial to ensure that civil society organizations are involved throughout the implementation of the initiative. Regrettably, in some countries, the participation of civil society organizations has been limited. Information on how to access funding for national and local civil society organizations should be made more available. The collaboration of several ministries, departments, that help the integration of the Child Guarantee should be facilitated. It is key to make the European Child Guarantee visible at national level and ensure that it is endorsed at the highest level. Once again, civil society plays a vital role here. This presents us with an invaluable opportunity to amplify our voices and influence policy. Throughout partnerships and alliances, we can ensure that the perspectives and needs of children in vulnerable situations are accurately represented and addressed in national action plans. Civil society organizations are also deeply rooted in local communities. We understand the unique challenges faced by children in different regions. The guarantee encourages member states to tailor their strategies to local contexts, and this localization is where our expertise is invaluable. By contributing our knowledge and experience, we can help design and implement initiatives that are truly effective at the grassroots level. One of the strengths of the initiative is its emphasis on monitoring and accountability. Civil society once again plays a critical role in this aspect. We can provide independent oversight, ensuring that commitments made on paper translate into real-world actions and improvements. Our engagement in monitoring processes will help hold governments accountable and drive continuous progress. Adding to this, the recent release of biannual reports for the monitoring and evaluation framework of 9 of the 27 member states marks a significant step forward. These reports lay out specific indicators and align national level efforts with those of the European Commission. This alignment ensures that progress can be systematically tracked and compared across different countries, promoting accountability and consistency in the implementation of the initiative. These indicators offer an overview of the progress made. They shed light on contextual factors, target groups, and rollout services. The reports go beyond mere documentation of activities. They delve into indicators and funding details and draw insights and conclusions from the implementation process. The insights gained from these reports will be instrumental in identifying best practices and areas needing improvement, further empowering civil society to advocate for effective and sustained action. The publication of these biannual reports mark a significant step forward in assessing the progress of the guarantee. We call on all EU member states to publish their reports, and Eurochild looks forward to analyzing them and sharing our findings. In conclusion, the European Child Guarantee is a building block towards securing a brighter future for our children across Europe. It embodies the principles of equity, inclusion, and solidarity that are at the core of our European values. Through coordinated efforts and sustained political will, the Child Guarantee holds the promise of transforming the lives of millions of children, paving the way for a more equitable and just future. As civil society, we have a pivotal role to play in bringing this vision to life. Eurochild commits to acting as a vital bridge in communication between civil society at national level, regional level, and EU policymakers. We pledge to promote good practices received as an input from our members and to support initiatives that strive to replicate those successes within their country context. Our focus will always be on a need-based intervention, ensuring that the specific needs of children and communities are met effectively. Additionally, we will monitor the implementation of these initiatives closely and ensure that funds are allocated where they are most needed based on the evidence and data we collect. We will continue to work tirelessly to make the European Child Guarantee a transformative reality for all children. Thank you. I'm available for any questions you might have. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mrs. Krivonozova, for these explanations. If there are any questions to Eurochild, Eurochild is a civil society umbrella platform in Europe and lobby pressure group in Brussels and in Strasbourg. So the OCAJU is member, not very active in this network, but despite of another, there's no other civil society actor at the moment, member of Eurochild from Luxembourg. So it's a very interesting work they are doing, and they have many resources online at their homepage also, where they monitor the European policy, and especially regarding child poverty, which really is an issue in Luxembourg. And it's important to monitor the governments all in Europe, but especially also in Luxembourg, how they tackle with this issue. And we have also seen in the reports concerning the health and well-being of children in Luxembourg, really the question of child poverty and socioeconomic factors are really a big issue. That the access to health services and healthcare and well-being is often more difficult in households with lower income, and Luxembourg is also at the first ranking of working poor in Europe. So that's many of these working poor people have children and young and adolescents at home, and they are affected by this child poverty. If are there any questions, perhaps? Yes.
Yes, João Vasconcelos from the University of Luxembourg. Thank you for your presentation. I had a quick question in terms of the timeline for the submission of the national reports. If you could clarify that timeline for us. Thank you.
Thank you. The deadline for the submission of the reports was April 15th, but it's also the same way that the national action plans have been submitted on a roll-in basis. That way, the biannual reports are also being done. For now, we have 9 member states submitted. And a lot have committed to submit by end of June, which we are yet to check if that's going to happen. But yeah, the deadline was April 15th.
Are there any questions? Are there other questions, perhaps? So I would, if not, we express. So I want to express our gratitude that you could arrange to be with us today, and that you have success in your lobby work in Brussels. And thank you for having been with us today.
Thank you very much.